ctl get all. Do you have anything running? Nothing. We don't have anything as of now. Let's create one pod. I'm using this manifest in which let me paste this script. Right? What I'm doing, I'm creating one pod. That comes under version v1, and the name of the pod I'm giving as resources. Whatever name that you want, you can use. That is your wish. Here I'm inside the pod. This is my base machine. Inside pod, I'm creating one container, only one. You can see the name of pod is resources. Name of container is source. These are just names. Whatever name that you want, you can give your wish. So mainly focus on this part. This is related to this particular container, resource container. You can see all are in same line. See, these you have to remember. Resources, request, memory, CPU, limits, memory, CPU. Request means what? Minimum. Request means minimum. Already I have explained. Limits means maximum. Correct? Okay. Now this container should have minimum 64. You can assign both minimum and maximum. Okay. Let's say your brother is enjoying with the Instagram reels. You can say that, hey, you have to consume minimum 5 GB. Not only maximum, you cannot consume maximum for 10 GB. At the same time, you can mention that you have to consume 5 GB minimum. That minimum also you can set up here. That advantage also is there. So here, 64 MB, that's what, minimum 64. 64 MB means MB and 100 millicores. Maximum 128 MB and 200 millicores. Okay, that you have assigned, right? Then obviously this particular container will consume these resources, minimum, maximum. So it will consume resources between these two, between these two. It can't go below this one. It can't go above this one. Understanding, right? I said, hey, my brother, you have to consume minimum 5 rupees, maximum 10 rupees. He can't consume 4 rupees. At the same time, he can't consume 11 rupees also. His consumption should be between 5 to 10 only. Right? So let's apply this one. Now, you know how to apply kubectl. Apply. That's it. Now verify kubectl get pods. Here, okay, content is being created. Let's wait. Once it is ready, then we can proceed. Yes, it is running absolutely fine. If you want to see the details, you have to use describe command. If you want to see what kind of resources that my content is consuming, you have to use describe command. Kubectl describe pod and the pod name. Then somewhere they have mentioned clearly, you can see. Request means what? Minimum. Minimum 100 millicores and 64 MIB. Limit means maximum. Means 128 MIB to 100 millicores. Got it? That is how you can assign. Let me delete this one. That's it. Okay. So before we actually get into our topic, you have to remember two important words. Those are resource quota, limit range. Resource quota, limit range. What is the difference between these two? I'll give an example. Resource quota means it's a family's total data plan. This is my family, having 4 members. This is a data plan for entire family. Let's say total data plan is 100 GB. Assume for my entire family. So let's say A, B, C, D. They can consume whatever they want, but overall it should not cross 100 GB. Overall. For example, A is consuming 30, B is consuming 40, leftover is what? 70. So if E is consuming 10, D can consume how much? 50, 60, 70, 80? Only 20. So if you count all their usages, it should not cross 100 GB. That is what resource quota. Total limit for all pods in the namespace. Now you can think it is namespace. These are pods. Pod means that container actually consuming these resources. Got it? That is what resource quota. Limit range means what? Limit range is something different. Let's say I have assigned 100 GB by mentioning limit range. Then each one can consume 100 GB. That is for each one. 100 GB, 100 GB, 100 GB, 100 GB. 100. It's an individual data limit for each family member. Resource quota, when you assign it namespace level, that will be distributed among all pods. When you assign limit range, every pod is eligible to consume those many resources. Understood? That is so. Limit range means limit for each container within the namespace. Each container. Got it? So remember, resource quota means total family data plan. Limit range means individual data plan. Now, CPU memory restrictions that we set at container level and namespace level, not at pod level. Very, very important. We set up these restrictions at namespace level and container level, not at pod level. Just remember, anyways, I'll show you, then you will understand. Let's do it. Consider a deployment. Just I'm giving an example. Consider a deployment with the 3 replicas. Okay, I have a namespace, where each container uses 200 MB, but the namespace limitation is 400. See, namespace limit is 400. 400 MB or MIB. Millicores. Here I'm talking about CPU. M means millicores. MI means maybe bytes. Okay, M means cores. Okay. Now, this is what? 400 millicores. This is my deployment. Having 3 replicas means 3 pods. 3 pods. Where each container means each pod has one container. Each pod has one. So you can think these are containers. Okay, container. Each container uses 200. 200. But namespace limit is 400. 200 millicores each. But namespace limit is 400. So create a resource quota object with limits and requirements. This is what? Resource quota. Means entire family plan. Family data plan is 400. But each person wants to consume 200. Is it possible? Is it possible? No, right? My family data plan is 400. Now each one wants to consume 200. No, I told you, right? In resource quota, everyone's usage, it should not cross 400. Correct or not? But each one wants 200. Will it work? No, it will not work. Correct or not? Logically. See here. I am creating one resource quota object. Resource quota is one of the objects. Resource quota object. Here I am mentioning 400 millicores maximum and 400 MIB. And minimum 200. Yes, minimum also I am mentioning 200 millicores, 200 MIB, maybe byte. Okay. Now let's see. I'm just creating resource quota. First, let me do it, then you will understand. Resource quota I have created. Now I'm going to create a namespace. Namespace test. Let's create namespace test.yml. It's already there. Earlier we have created namespace classes. It is already there. So we have resource quota ready. We have namespace also ready. Namespace name is test. First create namespace. YML. So I have created one namespace. How to verify kubectl get ns? In order to see namespaces, kubectl get ns. So just now I have created one namespace called testing. On top of this namespace, I'm going to apply that resource quota, whatever we have created. See, kubectl apply -f resource quota on top of this testing namespace. This is a resource quota. This one and this one. I have created resource quota first that I have applied on testing namespace. Right? Okay. Now inside namespace, I'm going to create a deployment. This is our deployment file in which I'm going to paste this manifest. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'm creating total 3 pods. Here I am creating resources. You can see resources. Request means what? Request means minimum. Correct? So CPU 200 millicores. Each container should have minimum 200 millicores. Minimum. Correct? See, you don't have to mention minimum and maximum both. Here I'm mentioning only minimum. That means every container should have minimum 200. Minimum. Is it possible? Total limitation is 400. But 200, 200, 200, 600. It is crossing this limit. Now it will not work. Correct or not? It will not work when you apply. See, a namespace limit is maximum 400 millicores. Container limit is 200 millicores. But total 3 are there. Given 3 pods. Means each one will consume 200, 200, 200. Means total 3 pods means inside 3 containers. So 600 needed. Total we need 600. But only 400 are there. So it won't work. See, let's apply this deployment. kubectl apply deployments. Where? In the testing namespace. When you apply, things will not work. Verify. kubectl get pods -n testing. Already we have discussed namespaces. No resources found. That's what I mentioned. It can see nothing. No pod was created because of unavailability of resources. Now what we do, if you want to see more details, you can use describe command. kubectl describe deployments. What's the name of deployment we have created? My deployments. This is the name, my deployments on testing namespace. Let's try to see more details about that deployment. Failed create. 3 we wanted, 3 unavailable. 3 unavailable. Okay, so here failed to create. See, 0/3 replicas got created. That's what, due to lack of resources. Okay, so what we do, let's delete deployment. Let's delete deployment. I've deleted deployment. Now, on top of that namespace, I will remove this restriction, this resource quota restriction, I'll remove. Okay, so kubectl delete -f resource quota on testing namespace. I'm going to remove that restriction. I've removed. That means right now we don't have any restriction. We don't have any restriction. Now let's apply deployment again. I have removed restriction. Now let's apply deployment object again. Now it will work. We have removed that restriction, right? Now, yes, you will find 3 replicas of pods having one container, and each one is consuming 200 millicores. It will work very well. If you want, you can see kubectl get pods. You can see all 3 are running fine. Understood? That is what. If you want to see more details, kubectl describe. Yes, now you can see 3 desired. We wanted 3. All 3 are running absolutely fine. Okay, here there are no errors. You can see it has created successfully. No errors. Understanding, right? So that is how it works. Now 3/3 replicas will get created because we have deleted that namespace resource quota limitation. On our namespace, we have deleted that limitation. Fine. Okay, now let's delete deployment as well. This is what? Resource quota.